All right, welcome to the next installment of this Beta Memories 0.4.4 now. It is now December 21st, 2018. Actually, of course, it is September 7th, 2020. But anyway, at this point, it is December 2018, and we've had an update. And you can still see the sky darkens when I forge a candle. You can see our winter. So we're on day a few of winter season. You saw my winter aviary spirit there. Unlike current day, this was the very first season of Sky Light Awaits. And so it was completely a test to see what it would be like. You can see our closet menus. I have nothing available somewhere secret. Nothing gave you hints. All those closets give you hints now. They don't give you any hints back then. So the winter season is still a bit buggy, or has been a bit buggy. I think there was still a problem with the shop, so I couldn't actually buy the season pass. In beta, you could buy the season pass, but it didn't cost real money. And you got there's my welcome spirit emote, which came with this, the aviary spirit. So when you could access the adventure pass, and you would get the candles, but I think it was still buggy and wouldn't let me buy it on this account at this time. I don't remember if I tried again. So anyway, as you know, we left off in Forest. So I have my those are my quests, which are apparently, release 4 spirits. Release spirits was another one of the quests, which you could do back here because you had to keep getting spirits. So Forest is my only open gate other than Prairie. And I'm not sure if I could go back to Isle at this point. When you're in Prairie, you can't go back to Isle the very first time, but I think once you get to Forest, maybe you could. I didn't notice. I might try it later. So here's Forest. And we did have some added cosmetics in Forest. I can't remember. I don't think we had any added emote, but I think emotes moved around. So the spirits' expressions moved around a little bit. Ugh. You can see our bird statue down there in the clearing. Down there is where we have that meditation shrine every once in a while now. And of course, I'm taking pictures. You can see my cape is still plain. It will change at some point here. There's a little dark plant here. This was the early days of these big dark plants like this. They were adding these as time went on, adding how the darkness looked and all that stuff. I think we still have candles in Forest. Can't be entirely sure. We'll see. That's our return to aviary, what that is. We might have a mix of candles and darkness in Prairie and Forest still, but I'm not sure. No skip button on our rain sequence here. That wasn't added till very late. It got so long that we really thought they were never going to add a skip button to this. Now they've got so many skip buttons in the game, it's comical. Back then they didn't. The Elder Spirits, the final cutscenes for every level did have a skip button. That was about all the skip buttons there were. So I'm looking at and getting rid of message candles because I hated them. They did have a purpose. They could serve a purpose. Okay, let me look at these ones. Oh, I didn't look at them. Darn. I bet you one of them says, "Hello, Sleeping Toby," or something like that. You have to go back to my other videos to see that reference. Okay, so here's our lighting our cave. Yeah, welcome to Toby's Cave. Toby is chained up in the tower. Yeah. Yeah, sleeping Toby was a thing. So now we're going to head on up here and grab some wax, looks like. Why not? It's that funny glide I have when I take off. And here's a carry quest. Now this, I think I've explained before because it's not new here. It was a real pain in the butt to do the first time because these timer things, or this circle here, was new and not very clear as to how it worked. And it was not very clear as to how it worked. I, for one, did have to be told what the point was here, because I was like, I'm not getting it. But anyway, after a while, it becomes easy to do once you know the route. Protect your light and find the source of ancient power, it says. You can see all the level names have just been shortened to their very basic prairie, forest, actually it was mountains, I believe, still. For valley. Valley was called mountains. I'm trying to make clear the path because I was doing this as a highlight video, or another highlight video, as a how-to video, a guide. You see this little guy here is keeping it in the light. It's like, no, we need to go in the tunnel to protect it from the rain. He's keeping it in the rain. Again, the point wasn't easy to figure out. You want to go straight from point A to point B, not somewhere around the corner. Oh, it's another new player. Imagine that. And this was the problem we had a lot, is players, and still do, I'm sure, players who just don't know what they're supposed to do, and they get in the way of you doing these quests. So I'm struggling with a person who apparently doesn't know how to move around very well yet. Keep hitting the fly button or something. We didn't really have a fly button back here, did we? I don't think we did. Shivering cold spirit, as always. Alright. So then we'll move on along. Go grab some wax since somebody's already burned it. What the heck? There used to be wax up that tree trunk too. You see our spirits hung around, which was kind of cool back then. You could buy the cosmetics here, or you could go to the closet, or to the, gosh, I can't say it now because I'm not really sure if you could buy them anywhere else at this time. The bird statues had them for a while, but I don't think they do anymore. The bird statue was just a return to aviary. So here we had our hide and seek spirit right there. She has moved. And there's a rainbow, and that's the newer entrance to the sunny forest. That is where the clock for the rainbow used to appear. It now appears up along the ledge, but you can see the rainbow there, which still happens at 5 o'clock Pacific time. From 5 to 5:30 Pacific time, day and night, so AM and PM. See, the bird statues just go back to aviary. So now I'm wondering, I don't remember now where you could buy cosmetics. That's terrible. With so little flight power, it's very quick to lose it all in the rain, and I don't have. Okay, so here was our course over to this other spirit. And this one was really hard as well back then. I don't they're not carry spirits anymore. It makes it a lot easier. So they got rid of all the carry spirits, carry spirits. But as you can see, they had to create a path you could carry across for these carry spirits, along with cover so you don't lose your light and you protect it from the rain. So these were pretty murderous. So here's this one, and this is where the shy emote used to be, or the shy bashful emote used to be down at the other end of the level on the right, under a little pagoda thing. So now it is here. This is the shy, and this is the same sequence, little scenes that we have currently, or similar enough that we have currently. Similar, maybe not exactly the same. I don't remember now, but they might have changed a little bit. But it's kind of cute. Of course, now we have to carry this the whole way, so have fun watching. It was pretty excruciating to do it as well, especially when you kept on having to show people how to do it. After a while, it became like, really? And that was me increasing my brightness. And we still had to relive them after every Eden trip, because you still collected your blue emotes. Even though you didn't upgrade through Eden anymore, Eden was still, collecting 20 was still required, and of course the more you had, the better. Just like the winged light now. So this was pretty annoying to do over and over again, which was the main complaint about them. Was that it would just to do them over and over again was just annoying. And that kind of started happening as they started increasing the complexity of these emote sequences. If you saw my earliest Beta Memories videos, collecting the emotes used to be pretty quick and easy. You just tapped it, you got a little teeny tiny scene, and that was it. You then collected the emote and moved on. And then they started adding bigger animations, and they started adding these quests. And as they started making these longer, the idea of doing this after every Eden trip got really, really frustrating. However, I believe knowing where they went, I think they were then thinking of a way to get away from the emotes being what you were needing to redo all the time. And they were coming up with the star idea. The stars, the winged lights didn't happen for a couple more months after this. I think 3 months. April, I think, is when they came. I was looking at my videos. I think April or May. The global release was in July, so it was a little bit before then. You can still see we have it on the right. We still have the stone thing, the glowing stone that says there's an emote here. So here's our little shy, bashful character with her pigtail braids. Those are brand new cosmetic, and of course I've commented on what the pigtail braids meant for a while, but very exciting to finally get those in the game for a lot of people. So we still have an angry spirit. You can see grayed out there. All the rest of my emotes have a blue. You'll notice difference from my old videos is all the emotes are immediately yellow. You can see we still have the plant up on the left, up above the ledge there on the left. That's where the wishing well still is at this point. There's the angry spirit, should be right there. But he's not. Had he moved? Perhaps he's moved. So apparently the angry spirit has moved. Probably down to where he is in the current version of the game, which is on the other side. You can see we have this crab tunnel now here, which is now the home of a spirit. It is. So this is where the hide and seek spirit has moved, which is where it is now. Of course, this is a carry spirit through the crab tunnel. Hooray. And hide and seek, I believe, has my ponytail at this point. Pretty sure the hide and seek had the ponytail at this point. So I'm going to need him. We'll see. Memory is not perfect. Other helpful people? Let's hope they're helpful anyway. See, all these things that had to be added, steps everywhere to be added because it's a carry spirit. And I've only got 3 wedges of flight here. I don't remember how much the max was at this point. It was probably pretty low. Although I don't know, because we got flight by collecting spirits. Movement is still funky, clearly. Oh, he just fell. Come on, buddy. Ah. I'm waiting for him. Come on, dude. I don't know. Maybe I gave up. Like, I have no clue if you're coming back. Okay, let's just move on. Okay. Yeah, finding the right place for that guy. There we go. Yeah, she has my ponytail. She still has the horn animation, but no more horn. Not really sure what that was all about anyway, with the horn. But that was my ponytail. Hair. Oops, I have a wing upgrade. Yay! 4 wing wedges now. Are we going to tap on her to see what her... Just the ponytail hair. That's all her cosmetics. Okay. So now we're going to head on over here where I believe our... Yeah, he's back behind the dark stuff. And some of this dark stuff was very hard to burn with so little flight power. So little wing power. Okay, so this is the angry spirit where he moved on to. And forgive me, I'm not going to go through and edit out every single time I pause to take pictures. If it's a very long pause, I will, but I'd be editing constantly to get rid of all the little pauses for pictures. Because knowing how much stuff was changing, I really just kind of wanted to capture stuff like this, to how the game changed as we went along. What things used to look like, and from the response I get from these videos, and a lot of people do enjoy seeing how the game grew. And yeah, some of the things we had back in beta seem really cool, and it'd be nice if we had them in game now. But there were various reasons why that game company changed their minds about them. Some of them I don't know, some of them I can kind of figure, some of them I agree with, some of them I'm with you. I'm with those who say, why'd they get rid of that? But they had their reasons for everything they did. I trust, and Release 4 Spirits was our other quest. The other quest I had access to anyway. Of course, now they could put that in the current game. The beta has a relive all spirits. You can choose to relive any spirit, so they could put that kind of quest back into the game. You know, relive 4 or 3, 2 spirits from such and such level. All these lily pads. I do miss the lily pads. They ought to bring those back. I want the lily pads back, guys. So it looks like we've gone to just darkness and forest by this time. I can remember so many bugs when we were going through. There used to be a point where I would crash every time I went through this tunnel. I could not progress beyond this point. The game just crashed. Yeah. So here's our still our old looking forest here. Not the current fleshed out version that we have now. I have a deep bow, and a cry spirit in here. See the grayed out spirit. So you don't see those anymore unless, wait, yeah, you do see them. Oh, and well call. You do see them if you're in the area, but you don't see the empty spaces. All those empty spaces I have up there. You used to see a space for every single emote that was available in the game, but you wouldn't see the grayed out hint placeholder unless you were in the area that a spirit would be found. But clearly, once they started doing seasonal events and adding 6 emotes every 3 months or 2 months, you couldn't do that anymore. People would have blank spaces that they had no idea what to do with, that they couldn't do anything with. Now, granted, those of us who have been in every season now have a monstrously long emote list. So in this one, you kind of get to help them chop down the tree. Of course, you do still get to help them chop down the tree, but this time here you get to do it walking, slowly carrying this little mask thing. The camera pans are still drive you crazy. I don't know why they always felt like they had to make the camera follow the light. It's very disorienting. And watch the tree fall. And this was the hard part because you do have to take it through the rain. Whoop, not that way, girl. Not that. See, I'm jumping up instead of down. Nick of time there. Somebody's floating book. So there's the deep bow emote. We are coming up on a winter season emote. There were 2 in Forest, accidentally. So I'll get to that story once we get there. But there's the cosmetic map for that spirit. I think most of that was going to be upgrades to Deep Bow, so the emote upgrades are in that map too, just like they are currently. There's a little manta. You can see I'm still flicking to move. You can see the little arrow on the screen. Still flicking to move. There is no controller support on iOS. There was a Mac OS version of this as well, but I am playing on iOS. And there was controller support for the Mac OS with a, I think that's when I bought my SteelSeries Nimbus, was for Mac OS. I think, pretty sure. It's been a minute since all that. Now they have moved no, the Manta is still out in the open. Now it's under that ramp, but it was still out in the open at this point. Fly over here to get some light. And I think we're gonna head right on over to our Blowing Kisses spirit. The Blowing Kisses spirit used to be in Valley. Then they took it away from Valley and made it a seasonal spirit. Which, when it was believed, because that's kind of what they implied, that the seasons would never repeat, that we thought that the Blowing Kisses emote and Thinking emote would be gone forever if you missed the season. So they do have the traveling spirits now, so you will see those spirits again eventually someday, who knows when. But I really still don't like the fact that they took the Thinking, the Blowing Kisses emotes out of the game and made them seasonal, because that was, I mean, Blowing Kisses especially is one of the emotes I use the most. So here he is, down here. It's like an absolutely essential emote for me. Now, somebody has built, no wait, we've had the bridge built automatically? Okay, I can't remember. For a period of time, the bridge was broken, you built it. For a little bit of time, the bridge was already built when you came in. You no longer built the bridge. I don't remember what the case was here. Either way, it is right now built. So this is going through the water, but at least no rain. No, somebody's building it. So yeah, we're back to having to build the bridge. So I'm going to go through this way, find places to shelter our little spirit mask thingy from the rain. This at least is a fairly short one. It's just right here. You can see my purple seasonal candles down there as well. All right, so there's our blow kisses, and then I'm going to end this video here for now, and we'll continue with the other emotes in the areas, including the second forest emote and the story behind that. So please join me for that next one, and thank you for watching.